Is this thing on? Welcome to the channel, welcome to the channel, welcome to the stream. Once again, live on Twitch. It's Wednesday night. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day, night, or whatever it is in your neck of the woods or in your part of the world. Welcome to the channel, welcome to the channel, welcome to another episode of my Twitch live stream series. We're playing Farming Simulator 22 Platinum Edition, and we're on the ALMA Missouri map. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And without much further ado, we're going to get right into it. First of all, before we get started, I need to get a little bit up to speed on what we've done off camera in between episodes. And let's start off by saying, okay, I've been continuing to work contracts. We also purchased the dairy. We went ahead and did purchase the dairy production chain. All right, and this is from the back side. Let's walk over here to the front side of the dairy. And here we are. We purchased the dairy production point. And you can also see it here on our production chains. And the dairy on the ALMA map produces butter, cheese, and chocolate. We also purchased the supplies, sugar, because we don't have sugar production, so we did buy sugar from the shop so we could fill up the capacity of the production sugar in the dairy to its maximum capacity. And right now we're going to buy sugar as necessary to keep the production going for our chocolate. And butter and cheese just require milk. Butter requires 15 units of milk and gives you 13 units of butter. Cheese requires 3 units of milk and gives you 2 units of cheese. Chocolate requires milk and 1 unit of milk, 1 unit of sugar, it appears, and gives you 1 unit of chocolate. But again, we bought the sugar from the shop for now. What else did we do? We also purchased the supplies for the pig food production, and I maxed out, well, at least it was when I was working off camera, but I hadn't flipped back and looked at it. But these were maxed out, but they've been now producing, and you can see, although we didn't purchase everything because we had wheat already out on our in the silo on our main farm, and so we transferred as much wheat as this facility can hold from our main farm silo over to the wheat section of the compound pig feed production. And we purchased canola, corn, although we did have a little bit of corn and potatoes, and maxed those out. But as you can see, we've activated the production chain, and now we're actually producing, and we have right now 52,666 liters of pig food that has been produced. And let's go back up here, and I want to show you what I mean about the wheat. We still have over 117,650 liters of wheat in storage, but we did transfer the other wheat we had into the pig feed production. So once that goes down a little bit, we'll probably continue to pull from our main farm silo to satisfy the wheat requirement for the compound pig feed production chain. But this is in anticipation of purchasing the pigs and getting that animal operation going. We're not there yet, but we are going to get there. I'm not ready to get that started just yet. Also, we purchased the bale storage shed for what you just saw when we started up. We purchased a bale storage shed on grain mill, wrong location. But on our second cow farm, we purchased the bale storage shed, and we've moved our bales from, let's see here, I can come around here. we moved our bales from the shed that's part of the old cow barn into the bale storage, and using this bale storage just kind of makes it easier to manage our bales and the materials that we need as far as the hay, um, straw, and silage bales for producing our TMR. And so I just went ahead and make sure we have the bale storage facilities on both of our cow barn operations. And other than that, I think that's all we have done. Oh, we did change the color on our liquid tanker, the ABI tanker that's part of the TLX 3500. So we changed it from white to blue. So I think that's a better look. But so I think that's everything we've done in particular off camera at the moment. And as you can see, we've advanced the time now. We're now on day 1 in May. And May is the month where we also need to mow our grass fields and do our grass harvest if we want to be on the cycle where we're getting the best yield annually. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to sleep a few hours and advance the day to the daytime in May. And I think it's now time. I remember I said earlier in this series I was not one of the main points of emphasis on the series is I did not want to get into taking out loans. I wanted to work everything via contract for the most part, and we that as part of the objectives in the series. We were not going to take out loans. We're going to do loans as little as possible, and try to grow our farm organically through our farm operations versus taking out loans from the bank. And I still want to, for the most part, continue on that path, but we also need to get certain things going. They're not going quickly enough, so I think I may kind of back off on the loan clause just a little bit in order to advance operations, but we shall see. I'm still kind of bouncing that around my brain, but what we are going to go ahead and do to kind of pick up the pace on some things here is tonight. I think we're going to go ahead and get moving forward on a lot of other things that I did talk about previously. One of the other things that I did talk about, and we're going to do this right now, is there's another modded husbandry facility that I have installed that I want to put on this map, and I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So we're going to jump into build mode, and I want to remove this existing horse husbandry facility. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of this stable now. We're going to sell it, and that gives us $46,456. And before I do anything else, I want to go ahead and do a little bit of landscaping / cleanup. And so we're going to go paint a little bit of a grass texture in some of the areas that we have been cleared up now that we've removed the facility. And we're just going to go ahead and, based on past experience, I'm going to go ahead and clean this up now, because we're going to come back to this shortly. But you'll see the method to my madness here in just a bit. Let me go paint that up, because I know this is going to come up here again in just a bit. And we're going to go ahead and block this portion out here again with the grass texture. Let me kind of change the cursor shape, and we're going to paint that curve right there like so. Alright, and make sure that's mapped out. Let's kind of bring that up, and actually we'll go ahead and paint this whole portion out, and you'll see the method to my madness here in just a bit. And keep this section maybe to about right there. Oops, that was a little too much. We'll come back and clean that up here in just a few. Now, Alright, there we go. Paint that up. And we're going to have this road come around to here. And you'll see what I'm aiming at here in just a bit. But the first thing we need to do is we need to deal with this tree, because this tree is going to be problematic when it comes to the placement of the facility. So we need to go here into the shop, and I want to go under the forestry equipment category, and we're going to lease this TMC Cancella TFK 200 mulcher, forestry mulcher. Alright, because what we're going to need to do right now, we need to clear that tree out of the way. And it's this tractor. You know, I love my John Deere, but we're going to take a little bit of a shortcut here. We're going to kind of beam the tractor to the shop, if you will. A little bit cheaty, but in the interest of time, we need to kind of speed up the process as much as possible at the moment. So I'm going to reset that tractor to the shop, and our leased forestry mulcher will already be at the shop. So we just go ahead and pick it up, and then we're going to bring that back over to our farm, to our main farm, and we're going to deal with work towards removing that tree, and then we'll work on placing the horse barn that I'm talking about. And then what I'm trying to do here will all make more sense in a little bit. Just bear with me here. It may seem a little bit confusing right now, but once we get to the step where I'm placing the horse barn, you'll understand, or the horse stable facility, you'll understand why. Because this facility is not a small facility at all, even though the one that we just removed was not small either. And I know in previous episodes in the series, I kind of bounced around if we were going to do horses. I decided that we are just that'll actually give us something to do, especially during those slow winter months. And we've already established that, you know, for a certain period of time in the calendar year, at least, how things are set up on this map. We won't be able to do much of anything during certain winter months. And we'll go back and take a look at that in just a bit as well, so we make sure we have a clear understanding on what that entails and what those are. But for the moment, now we're going to head back up to our main farm. And we got a lot of stuff to do tonight, because right now I want to pick up the pace on the series, and we want to get a lot of things going, so we can kind of get into some of these things that I've been procrastinating about, because we need to get all our production chains going, our animal husbandry operations going, and get all these different processes, you know, up to speed and cracking. There's a lot on the horizon. We're going to get some of these things started tonight. A lot of things started tonight. At least that's my goal. Alright. So first thing first, we need to remove this tree. So let's see, I need to make sure right there, open the gates and the mulcher, make sure we have it turned on. And we should be able to just back right to this tree, and it should make quick work of it. The problem being is it also needs a stump, if I'm not mistaken, so we need to make sure we get that. Alright. Now, the tricky part is going to be getting rid of the remnants of the tree. And when I try to do it with the mulcher, I may have to step out of the tractor and get my chainsaw in full effect, but let's see how I do here. Now when I practice this, I actually got it. I was was able to knock it out pretty quickly, but sometimes when you practice stuff and then when you try to do it on the live, it behaves differently. Ah, voila. Alright, much better result that time. So now we can turn this guy off. That was really all we needed it for. And now I want to go back here into our landscaping category screen and go back to our painting, and we're going to go back to the grass texture and just kind of clean that up and paint that up a little bit. Although, let's see if that's still needed here in just a few. And I'm going to go ahead and clean this up and paint this up. And you'll see, again, the method to the madness here in just a few. And let me see. One thing I need to look at here, because I didn't had that prep before we came in tonight, and I don't have it bookmarked, so let me go look that up and just bear with me here while I bring up the Farming Simulator website so I can kind of call out the mod maker and everything for this horse stable that I'm talking about. Let's see, because I do want to make sure I give them proper credit. Although I'm probably not even going to be able to. Let's see. Oh, there it is. The mod that I'm in love with, and I'm going to install a place right now. It's called a riding stable. It's by VX Mapping, and let's go ahead and do this now. I'm going to go into animals, horses, and the riding stable mod here. It's $250,000, and as you can see, it has solar panels. So there's a income from the solar panels of $1,512 a month. Has a holding storage capacity of 100,000 liters of horse food, and it could hold 16 horses. And there's your different assortment of foods that you can feed the horses, including, looks like you can feed the horses oat or sorghum, but it also, you have hay here, alfalfa hay. I don't forget what the other symbol is there. Carrots and that sugar beet or parsnip, and I forget what the other one is. Let's go to the other menu because my brain just went blank. It's red beet, carrots, and parsnip. Okay. Alright, but anywho, we're going to go back over here to horses. That's the riding stable mod. And now I got to bring the camera out, and let's see if I can place this and do as well as I did when I was kind of practicing it the other day. Now, because I need to be mindful of the placement because some other issues I ran into in my testing. And you'll see what I'm talking about here in a moment, because there's some other productions that we also need to get that I want to get going now, and that is my greenhouse productions. But in my testing of the greenhouse productions, there were some issues that I ran into with the greenhouses that I'm going to need to take into consideration as well, and I explain those too, as we will at least we'll place a couple of greenhouses tonight as well. Alright, but this looks good. Let's go ahead and do some cleanup now. So I want to go back to the landscaping, painting, and now I want to put down the grass texture here, and we're gonna kind of dress this area up. Oops. Alright, at least keep a consistent look and feel here in this area, and that we'll draw that up to there. But we want to bring this piece out because this is where we're going to have to bring our equipment in to Actually, let's do the gravel texture here. Just want to make sure I get the right one, and we're going to bring this over. Let's do that right here. Yeah, oops. Yeah, that's fine. Around. And we want to bring the gravel around here and just have that kind of meet up about right there. And just kind of paint that up and have that kind of marry the concrete, at least till we get to that point. But then we want the texture to kind of change up to what we got going there. Oops. Well, let's see, about right there. Oops. Alright. That looks brilliant. Alright. Now we do want to go back to the asphalt texture here because we need to have a outside lane for our vehicles to drive through. So let me do the block about yay big. Boom. 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 Oops, okay, that one. Kind of mess that up a little bit. And we want to keep that same consistency if we can, and then just bring that one right about, let's do a round one here. Actually, bring that back and do a big round piece here, and that will be a gradual transition into the other texture. Alright, so that works. And then we want to go back to the box. Or do we want to do a gradual yeah, we'll do a gradual transition because here it doesn't necessarily need to come out that far. Alright, and we'll bring this piece out just a little bit. Boom. And kind of line that up. And then we want this to kind of transition into that. So we want to go back over to our gravel textures, and let's see, we need this one maybe, I think, or is that the same gravel texture? Yeah. So let's round it. Big round gravel texture thingy. And just kind of make those two meet about right at that line. And that should kind of cover that. Alright, that's decent. And then we do the brown gravel maybe, because that kind of signifies the two round, let's see, the big round, the lanes in the road, so kind of drive that down here a little bit. And then they have the little darker section of the lane around. Yeah. Okay, big, round. Yeah, okay. And then I'm gonna just draw that down there. Alright. Well, you get it. I'm not the artiste per se. But let's here around that grass texture, round, big boy, and kind of paint that over. Alright, and paint that over, and then we're gonna come back in. Actually, we need to go, I'm gonna go to the plants and actually put some grass down here and just marry that all with grass texture. And actually, all of this can be kind of painted in with grass texture. Alright. Alright, get that, and even bring that out of the loop. Although we gotta paint our road in here, don't we? Yeah, so let me come back and look at that. Alright, so first we want to go back to our painting, because we do want to carry the road through. So let me go about that. Ooh, that's asphalt. I want the gravel. My bad. And we want the big, oops. We want the gravel texture first. And let's bring our road all the way through. There we go. And now we want to do our lanes. So we want to take this one. And let's see, is that kind of sort of it? Yeah. There we go. And come back. Okay. Kind of do our lanes. And then come back and do our darks portions. And a square. Oops. Actually, I can do better than that. What? Alright. And then do our gravel rocks. And just randomize them a little bit down there. Alright. And then come back here with our grass texture, actually. Back to plants. And paint that one round. And then just have that kind of coming down the center mass a little bit. Is that the right one? Yeah. Actually. Okay, let me see here. Alright. That's not horrible, but not pretty either, but that's kind of... Oh, I'm on the wrong side. Hello. Okay, so what? Oh, okay, I see what it is. Landscaping, plants, still painting, but that's the other grass texture, so that's why that looks crazy. So actually, this should be what goes there. Although we can still have a little bit of the crabgrass there, but I'll mix it out. Alright, so we want that kind of going down the center mass a little bit, and that'll kind of carry us through a little bit there. Alright, that's not perfect, but it kind of gives me a little bit of the feel that I'm looking for here. And then we could kind of come back with the brown on the dark gravel on the outside of that around here. Is that the dark gravel? Is that the dark gravel? That's the dark. This is the dark gravel. Okay, yeah. Okay, there it is. And kind of add that in there. Okay, there we go. That's what I'm looking for, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Alright. Okay. Okay, that's kind of what I'm looking for. Alright, so we got the horse stable here. Well, still in the area we need to, I want to grass up properly, so go back over here to plants. And I want to go to our grass. And then we kind of block this up and clean this edge up here. Although it's probably moot because I'm going to need to place some greenhouses here shortly. If we can have time to get into that tonight. And here's the thing with the greenhouses. When placing the greenhouses, let's go over here to our production menu and go on the greenhouses. This map has a couple of greenhouses that has custom greenhouses in accordance with the map, and they're here on the greenhouses, so it's not the base game. It has its own greenhouses that are part of the map. And you have the standard, the ALMA Missouri version of the standard greenhouse, and it comes in 3 varieties. The large that does strawberry, tomato, lettuce, and I'm not sure what the other fruit is, but that's one why it's custom. But anywho, it comes in 3 varieties: large, medium, and small. And we want obviously to do the large because we're going to be feeding our production chains with what the greenhouses produces. And we also have a greenhouse fruits as part of the ALMA Missouri, and it's only one version of it, and it's 15,000, and that has pineapple, lemon, I think orange, and apple are the fruits that are produced with it. But it has particular different inputs than the other greenhouse. It also requires manure as well as water. But one of the things that I ran into in testing for this particular placement of this greenhouse is because my cow barns have the manure pit extension attached. This manure pit extension has an operating radius around it, and you kind of think of it like an underground tank, but it functions like kind of like an underground tank, but it has an operating radius, and that's how the cow barn is able to sense that the manure pit is adjacent or in the area, and basically unload the manure that the cows create to the manure pit. But it has this particular operating area or radius. What I ran into is when I placed this the fruit greenhouse, because it has its own manure pit, which also has its own operating radius. Those two the operating radius of those 2 different manure pits would collide, and what would happen is if I placed it in an area where this manure pit, where the greenhouse picked up this manure pit as well as its own manure pit, it would read the storage in this pit and not the storage in the greenhouse pit. And you'll probably think by default, okay, that's cool, because that means I don't have to transfer the manure from the manure pit to the greenhouse. But that's not exactly how it works. Because those 2 objects have a collision, it causes it to work improperly, and basically what was happening, or what would happen most of the time, is the manure pit that's a part of the greenhouse would always be in the red, and even when you try to put manure in the manure pit to feed the greenhouse, to supply the greenhouse, it would never fill up because it's always reading the capacity of the larger manure pit that's attached to the cow barn. And what would also happen is it would create problems for the manure pit, because the manure pit would, even though it would show that it had a certain amount in here, the amount that matched what was here, it wasn't supplying the fruit greenhouse with what it needed for the fruit to grow or function properly, which is weird because you look at the manure pit and you see the capacity is matching what is in the cow barn manure pit, but it would never change. It's just really weird. So the collision causes it to function unexpectedly. So we have to make sure that when we place the fruit greenhouse, that it's out of the operating range of this particular manure pit, and we have to do is make sure that whenever we place this particular greenhouse, that it's not near any manure pit. So we're going to go ahead here now, and I'm going to try to place it, and hopefully we can do it successfully this time, and I don't have those issues that I'm speaking of. I know I gotta kind of eyeball it because the game doesn't show you what the radius is for this manure pit, so And I know based on my testing, it's kind of the collision point starts right here in this area somewhere, but I'm not exactly sure where, because I want to get 2 of these down, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do so right in this area, because I really wanted my greenhouses to be kind of all in the same place. But because of this issue, what I'm probably going to have to do is place one of these greenhouses here and then another one on the other side of the cow barn, so I at least have 2 down here, and then I have to figure out if we need any more where I want to place them at. But I'm going to place this one here for now, and hopefully let's take a look at it and let's see if it read properly, if it works properly. Now when I go here and click on it and bring it up in the production menu, I should see the greenhouse fruits, and it should register 0 manure. Okay, that's good, because if it had picked up the cow barn manure pit, then it would have the number, it would have a capacity in it, and it'd be reading this number here, this 18,713 that's already in there, and that would be a problem. Now I want to also place a second one, but I'm leery if I can do it without it picking up. I'm gonna take a chance on it. Let's see, because I want to have at least 2 of these down. Let's see. So we want to go back to production, greenhouses, and fruit greenhouse. What's wrong with the ALMA Missouri one? Kind of nervous because I don't know if this is gonna collide or not, but we're gonna give it a go. Wish us luck. Well, that's on another object. Alright. I'm gonna turn toggle free mode, and I want to get it right because I want to have enough space between them where we can I could kind of bring my water tanker. Alright, now let's see if it was free and clear or it collided. So let's go look at it. We'll go to the menu, and it collided. See that this is what I'm talking about. See, it shows the 18,713, so that placement won't work. So we're gonna have to kill that one right now. So sell that. Alright, so we can only place the other greenhouse here, so let me go ahead and do it this way. Then we're going to go to greenhouses, and we'll place a large ALMA Missouri greenhouse that only needs water, so we won't run into that collision issue. And I'm going to have to brainstorm on where I place the second fruit greenhouse. Alright, hold on here. Alright, greenhouse. And we want the ALMA Missouri large greenhouse, the standard one, at least the standard for this map. Alright. And we want to put one here. And this doesn't have a manure pit, so we won't run into any placement issues, although we got to toggle free mode apparently, because it says it's colliding with some invisible object that I don't know what it is. And we'll place another one in front of that one, and make sure we have enough space to come through. And then we have another space if we want to bring another one forward, but right now we want to do those 2. Now I'm going to try to see if I can place another fruit greenhouse mod, excuse me, here. Let me see if I can put it in this area and not have those collision issues. Wish us luck. Alright, right about there. And let's see if we still have those collision issues. And let's see, let's look at our manure heaps. I'm seeing 0 there, 0 on that one. Alright, that's cool. That's what we're looking for. Alright, so for right now, that's going to be our start. If we need to place more, I have In my testing, I did test placing some greenhouses over in this area, but of course it's gonna require a little bit of landscaping because of the uneven terrain, and I need to bring this terrain out and create a flattened area, at least an area that's flattened as best I can before I place them. And if I place a fruit greenhouse, I know I can't have it in this area. It needs to be down this way a little bit, outside the radius of the manure, to be outside the radius of the manure pit. But right now we'll start with those 4, because I can also, now that I have the bale storage at the other cow barn, I could also look at probably placing a greenhouse or 2 at that farm as well. But this is where we're going to start. Okay, and I noticed I don't like how that's kind of floaty looking right there, so let's see if we can first of all kind of dress that up. That's a very unnatural looking. Do we have any more floating weirdo looking stuff over here? Alright, let me go through, 'cause I don't even know why that happened. Yeah, that's alright. So let's go to landscaping. Alright, because that didn't happen when I was testing. Painting, soften. Yeah, I don't like that at all. That's, hate to have to, let's see, level. And now I can't even. Alright. So we're gonna have to clean that up before, because I'm OCD about stuff like that. So that's gonna cost me $5,000 because I didn't see that coming. Alright. So landscaping. And we wanna box that up and level this area apparently, because that's a problem apparently. Alright, so let's see if we try to go back in here now and place that greenhouse. If it'll still give me issues. That's already cost me an additional $5,000, so I gotta be kind of mindful of my operating budget here. Alright, and we're back on this whole colliding with another invisible object thing, so I'm gonna toggle free mode on and let's see if we can get the angle right here. Right, drop that down, and if we're still gonna be floating in the air, a little bit on the corner, but it's a little bit better looking. I'll take it. Still don't like this corner right here. Let me see if I can do some soften landscaping right in this area. Get a brush a little intensity. If we can we zoom in here and kind of see what's happening? Work with me. Alright, it's not gonna work with me. Alright, scratch that. Alright, so now that I butchered that, let's go back in here and do some landscaping again and kind of make that look a little cleaner. We'll go back to plants and we'll put some of that grass texture down. Not a whole lot, but just enough to it. It's a little cleaner. And it doesn't need to be over the area where the pallets are at, but we do want it at least on the area outside of where the pallets appear. Alright. And definitely bring it in between the two areas. Whoops. That'll work. Alright. That's good. And then we'll paint some grass through here. And so on and so forth. Thusly as so. And then bring our square down a little bit. Oops. Ah well. The grass in the greenhouse won't hurt nothing. Alright. That's okay. So we got our greenhouses. So we need to get those watered up and manured up. So let's start with the manure. We can go ahead and do that real quickly. So we're gonna hop back in the deer. And drop the forestry trailer, a mulcher, and we're gonna grab our trailer. And let's go pick up some manure. And don't worry guys, I haven't forgot about the horses. We're going to get back to those in just a moment. And let's grab a little bit of manure. Probably way more than we need. Actually, I could have put lined all 4 greenhouses up in front of the stables, but no. Might change the aesthetics of everything later. Okay. Now when I tested before, I was able to back in from the other way and refill this thing. Okay, that's not working. So I may have to rethink this placement of this one. Second one here. We got to be able to get in there clean so that we're not disturbing, because in the target area there, the pallets are going to pop out there and we don't want to be running into those pallets trying to get in here. So yeah, this is too tight. Good. A little bit too tight. I'm gonna have to use a smaller vehicle to get the manure in here. Oh no, why is this going on here? I don't see any numbers moving or anything. Alright, that's not working for me the way I want it to. And that's already kind of vexing me a little bit, because I did this the other day in testing without any issue, and now it doesn't want to cooperate. Okay. So we need to have the space. So I gotta be in front of it to dump, huh? Yeah, so I'm gonna have to spread that one out. Yeah, so that means I already know I'm gonna have to delete this one and bring it further out this way, or it's not gonna work. So hold that thought. Alright. So we're only gonna have one of this greenhouse for the moment, because I'm operating at too much of a loss here to keep trying to place that. so we'll come back to that. Alright, stop filling. And we're going to take it all this time. And then come back in. And we'll go to scenic route, coming through here. Oops, and of course I took a bad angle and made myself look silly immediately when this should be a clean path to get where I need to get between here. Alright. Once we get the trigger point, we should be able to dump. Alright. And we have now 18,943 liters. Now I still need to figure out the placement of the second one, and hopefully I can get that done without sending us into the hole with these erroneous placements. I'm going to try one more time. We know we got to bring it out here a little bit, but what I'm fearful of is we're going to pick up that collision issue with the manure pit again, but I got to bring it out at least another lane or two. So let me see if I can get it right there. Come on, work with me, baby. Okay, 0. Got it. Good. Now we're gonna kind of have to circle back. This is what I'm gonna do now is gonna be a little bit cheaty, but I want to get these facilities up to a good starting point. We're gonna place this buy silo here, and this is gonna simulate us buying our materials from the shop and bringing them to the farm, except we're just gonna have the buy point on the farm temporarily while we get these facilities stocked up. So I'm gonna place that here in this area, and we're gonna come over here and get our manure. I'm gonna go to the manure and buy all the manure that we need. And I don't know what the capacity is. We're gonna start 12,000. That sets us back $403. Alright, and we should be ready to dump. So let's do overload, manure, and get both of these maxed out. Alright, so that one's at the max. So let's see what that number is. So, 25 grand. So, 25,000 liters. So, we got 6,000 liters here right now. I'm going to drop that off. Get another load of manure. Only need about 12,000. Alright, come back through here one more time. And now we should have a clear path between the two. And unload. And let's see how bad my math was. That's 25. So we need another 7,000. My bad math was off by 7,000. Ish. Okay. About the menu up before I can hit the brakes. Or fill in. Manure. 76. $252. And manure. Now what we're doing now is I'm just going to get all our facilities initially set up. So, oops. Again, you gotta watch those angles with this trailer, because you can, because it has fenders that protrude outside the edges. I can easily get stuck on a few things, and we're just gonna dump the excess manure right into the cow-born manure pit. Govern ourselves accordingly. So let's unload here. That should take that and just add that to the mix when the cows produce their own manure. Alright, so now let's get back to dealing with our horse stable, since we have that to address, and then we'll come back and finish the setup of our greenhouses. But first, let's go back to the horses. And the first thing I want to address is we need to get our horses. We need to purchase our horses. So let's go over here to this pause symbol, and we're going to open the animal dialog, and we're going to start off super small. Right now, I just want to grab 2 horses, and we're going to go, I think, 1 gray and 1 pinto. I want to do a white and a black one. Let's do a gray, 1 gray buy, and 1 black and buy. And there is a livestock facility on this map, so we could simulate the whole process of grabbing them and bringing them by trailer and all of that. We were not going to do that at this point, but we may get into doing that later in the series. Alright. Now, did I get the second guy? It's because I don't see him in here. Where's the other horse? We do have him, right? Alright. Yeah, Taylor and Star, but I'm only seeing Star at the moment. I don't know where Taylor is at. Certainly not out here. So that's an immediate concern. So let me find where this other horse is at before we proceed. Alright. And this was the only issue that I found that could be a major thing with this, is when it spawns the horses here, I can't get them out of this area because the collisions won't let me walk the horse or ride the horse out of here. So all I can do is ride the horse and then put him back in the stable and hope the game spawns him out in this area, or at least in an area where I can pick him up. And that was the only issue I had with the stable in my testing that could be a problematic, is because you don't want to spend a ton of time trying to get the horse out of these little side rooms that you can't do. Now where did he pop up this time? Because he still seems to be somewhere sight unseen. Alright, and I don't see him. And that was the only problem I ran into. And of course here, when I was testing, when I did the first 2 horses, I didn't have any issues. And then, of course, on the live tonight, I would encounter that issue almost immediately. Good stuff there. Great stuff. Yeah, so now it's spawned here, and same issue. Until the horse spawns outside of one of these little rooms, I can't ride her because I can't walk her out of that room. So as long as she keeps spawning in one of those rooms, that's gonna be a problem because I can't do my daily riding task until she's out. Okay, now she's there. Now she's out. So let me close that. And I'll show you a couple of things here that are kind of cool with this facility while we're here. This is your... Oh, I didn't see that. I wonder if I remove collision from boxes, if that will fix the issue with the horses. I didn't even see that. I hadn't tested that. Alright, this is how we turn on the lights in the facility. Turn the lights on and off. We're going to turn them on now. And here is B. And you press that and it opens the solar shutters and brings the sunlight in. And we're going to keep that open. It's a really cool looking facility. What was the other thing here? It's not in that area, is it? Is it this area? This area? Oh no, it's not this. Is it this? Yeah. This area is another light control where you can turn off and on the shed lights. But now, what else am I looking for here? Or was it in this room? I can't find the thing that I wanted to show you now. But we need to get this facility baseline. Oh, it's in this room. Alright, here's some neat features of this. Okay, we can install obstacles, and if I hit that right now, or B, and install obstacles, the equipment moves out of this room and goes inside of the facility. And when we come back here to the other side, this appears, and it's all the little jump points, or the I don't know what you call these, but you can ride around them, you can jump and do different things with the horses. Of course, everything in here is really tight, and the way the horse is controlling the game, it's not very easy to do because the control of the horses is not that precise. So it's kind of hard to get that all worked out. Well, let's go back and I will show you a couple of other things real quick that are there, that are part of that. Well, that's the obstacles, and we can also go in here and install the flags. Press B, and the flags, see, they're gone from here. And now if we go back inside of the stable, boom, and now you see the flags are installed, and they kind of go on obstacles as well. And then there's one more element that we can add. So if we go back in here one more time, and there's one more element that we could put in here, and you see it goes install the barriers, and we hit B, Barriers are removed from in this room. Okay, what the heck happened there? Okay, that's insanity personified. What? Okay, I don't know what sent my tractor flying in the air. I don't know what sent my tractor and trailer flying in the air just now, guys. I don't know. I need my trailer, so we gotta refigure this thing out quickly. All right, there we go. All right, trailer's still on the side, tractor's still on the side. Unlatch the tractor. Let's see if we can turn the tractor back on its feet. And then let me see if we can ram the trailer, get it back on its feet, because I really don't know what that was or what caused that to happen. All right, gotcha. Now my tractor's stuck. Great. You can't make this stuff up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. You can't make this stuff up. Alright. Okay, that worked about like I expected it to. Okay, now, oh no, you're not gonna be goddamn stuck. Alright. Flipping kidding me. This just came out of random air. All I got, I don't even know what the heck. All right, bruh. I'm just minding my business, trying to do something, and then I look to the left, and my tractor and trailer are airborne for some unknown reason. All right. All right. Okay, that's it. Patience done. So we're gonna have to reset the tractor and drive back out. Period. I don't have the patience for another solution at the moment. I don't know what that. Well, one more thing I can kind of try, but I don't. The weight mechanics kick in and work like they're supposed to, except when they're not. But you could have something random like that happen, and then when you come in here, like I'm going to try to do the forklift now and try to lift it, it's now the weight's going to function realistically, even though you just saw something fantastical just happen out of the random universe there, and I don't have the forklifts to run. No, that's not going to do crap. Alright. As I was. Because I'm not even going to send myself through that. Not even going to send myself through that. why the heck that happened. Just from the Office of Derailment and Getting You Off Track Department. That's super annoying. No. Let's not do that. Let's resend the dang tractor to the shop. I'm speechless. And I have no logical explanation for why that even happened. None. Saw it just like the wind blew them or something. Go figure. Alright, when I get back to the farm, we can hopefully pick up from where I left off. Not any magical tornadoes from Kansas incidents. That was just crazy from the Office of Random Randomness. For the sake of random randomness. And I'm probably going to just do the grass mowing for the most part off camera. I just want to get some of these other things started so you can kind of get an idea of what directions we're heading. So I can hit some of these things off camera between episodes, and then when we come back in, we'll have a realistic idea of what we want to do next. So once I get these greenhouses supplied and up to speed and they start producing, we're going to slowly start picking off the production chains that correlate with the products that the greenhouses produce and start getting the different productions that the greenhouses supply. Now for the fruit greenhouse, I'm going to actually have to buy some land potentially and place a facility, because facility that's needed for the fruit greenhouse per se is not. Oh, that's what it was. I bet you. When I did the fence, the tractor and trailer were in the path of where I placed the fence, where the fences were placed, probably. Alright. Now that brings forth another concern that I might have that we should. I'm going to need to test here, so bear with me. There's one other functionality of this place. Now let's go. Am I going to keep the fence out? Yeah, I guess we'll keep that all this stuff in here, because most of the time when I ride the horses, we're not going to do it in this part of the facility, so we'll just keep all that stuff out. But there's one other thing here we can do. Did I do? It's not the shutters. Where is it at? It's shed lights. That's not it. Is it this one? Yeah, this one. So watch this. Display the awning. Check this out. You see it clearly. So there's an awning, and that's why I did this area here. But it's open, or pulled out, and it's covered. And that's that part of the facility, and I just think it's really neat. In fact, we'll keep that out for a little bit right now, so you can see the shaded area there with the awning. But those are all the additional pieces in reference to the horse facility. But now that we got that out of the way, and I got the whole full sidetrack thing going on. We need to supply this facility with everything it needs for supporting the horses. And we're going to start. The horse food can be, let's see, you got base food 57%, hay 38%, root crops 5%. So horses like hay, oat, sorghum. We're just going to go here and actually I'm going to try to be a little scientific with it. Let me see what the root crops are that come out of here. It doesn't have the new root crops, but we could. Nah, we'll keep it simple. We're going to go ahead and do the oat and just fill it up and get it started and not get too complicated with it. Alright, let's see here. 17,000 liters of oat initially, because right now we're just trying to get this thing, the horse food facility baseline, and then we can come back and in the future, oops, in my mouth and not paying attention. We can come back in the future and top everything off as needed once we get the facility going. So right now we want to back in here, drop off our oat. And I forgot also that we have oat that we already have grown, so let me, before I buy any more oat, let's go get all the oat that we have available in our storage on the farm already. So let's kind of do a little quick drive, start filling oat. And we got 10,000 liters of oat here, and we can kind of grab a little bit of that, or all of that oat that we have, that we produced. And bring that over and drop that off for horse food. And me and my driving, that's crash counter +2 today already. I didn't do the first one. And let's see here. So that gives us, we're looking at 25,260. It's just in the yellow, so we can do another full trailer load. All right. Another trailer load of hay, excuse me, oat. Alright, still in the yellow, so we can go grab another trailer load of oat. And we're paying market prices for the oat, so it's, while it's a little bit cheaty what we're doing here, it's not a full cheat because you're still paying for it at market prices. So all you're doing is kind of like shortcutting, actually driving to the shop, picking it up, picking up the pallets and bringing the pallets out to the farm. I mean, if you wanted to, you can definitely watch me do this for a few hours, but I don't think that's what you want to do per se. So that's why we're kind of streamlining that some of these processes, so you can see some other processes that are probably a little bit more interesting. And of course, for a few weeks here, you've been able to watch me work my way through a few different game bugs and issues. So I'm sure some of you are probably having fun with some of my reactions as they are. All right. Oh, let's see. 7,000. Estimating now. Okay. And if I could back up straight, we can get this thing knocked out. Alright, so it's 80,000 capacity and a extra oat. We can throw that back in our grain silo on the farm. Call it a day. Oops. And having a little small case of brain freeze there. I've really been struggling with my driving a little bit tonight, and that's normally not my thing. There's an oat. I left over oat back in the silo. Now for the next task at hand, it's going to get a little interesting because we need straw, and we got plenty of straw already. We just need to repurpose it for the task at hand. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go over here and grab our handy dandy bale trailer. Hitch that up. Boom, like so. Circle back around. Sure. Okay, it's set in the transporting position. And we're going to come over here to our bale storage, and we're going to grab some straw bales. And we're going to start, well, it really doesn't matter, but we just see. That's with the one, we got 105. Let's grab these 25 out. Start with those 25 and here, set operating position, and just do a little drive-by and have this homeboy pick up all these bales. Come on, homie. There we go. That's 25 bales. I don't recall if these were of the liftable bale sort or the standard bale sort, but we'll find out real quickly. Alright, so we're going to drive up here. Let's open this door, and this is where our hay area goes. And also, honorable mention, the horses also, this facility also produces manure. And the manure produced by the horses will show up here. And we can do whatever with it, but we'll obviously use the manure for supplying our greenhouses, and then whatever is left after that for sales. But generally speaking, we'll just repurpose the manure for other functions around the farm. So now that we transporting, we're going to unload bales, move our bales over, and unload bales here, and up out. And let's see what we're working with. Are these a liftable sort? They are not. So I just created a sticky situation for myself. We can work around it. So just need to grab the right equipment for the job. So let's go back over here to Case IH Maxim CVX 115. And now we do want to grab our front loader tool with the bale spikes, because we're actually going to do something a little more realistic this time. And we're going to go grab use our front loader and kind of shuffle some of these bales around so that we can supply a facility. But I'm probably gonna have to clean up this mess I have right now, because I got a blockade of bales. Reset operating position. I'm just gonna have to parse them out, or actually pull them off the trailer with the forks or something. Alright, let's see how we. Alright, that might work. Uh-oh. Let's see, back out of the way. Bring that over to the side and park that to the side momentarily. Now I should be able to get in here with the bale spikes. And let's poke a few bales. It works better when you don't take stupid angles. And yeah, there's that. Okay, can we back out of here with the dadgum bale? Alright. Jeez. Alright. This doorway is super tight, so they didn't want you to bring nothing wider than a front loader in here, but did it? I guess we're not taking into consideration how heavy bales are. But anywho, you kind of get the gist of what we're doing here. So let's grab. Oh, that's maybe problematic. Just kind of toss a few bales in here. That one. And just keep dropping them in there until it's finished feeding. Know how many it's going to take. And we'll take a look at the master tally here in just a sec. I'm still gonna brain around how I can get this bale out of here without having to drive all the way over there. Hopefully I can poke it through this fence, and collisions with the fence won't give me a hit. Beans. And we're just dropping them off, and looking at the tally on the straw, and you can kind of see the numbers real time there. And should be able to grab one more bale. I think I just get it straight up off the trailer. Let's see if it'll let me do that. It will not because of the liftable bale functionality. Excuse me, auto load functionality in this scenario. So when unload the bales, unload bales here. Had to do the sound effect for clarity. And now we can put our bale spikes on it, on one of them at least. Grab that bad boy, and you can see me thusly and neatly grab a bale on the spike, front loader tool, bring it around neatly, thusly as so. Bring it down, in there, and let it eat the bale. And now it's max, and I'm gonna just go ahead and pick the bale up because I don't know if it'll eat it once it's full. Continue to eat it. So just I'm gonna leave the science out of that for now and bring the used bale back into the mix with the rest of the family, and we're good. And now when we need to redo, we'll repeat this process, bring some bales around, and have a little fun. Whoops, floating bales. Transporting position. Alright. So the horse stable is fully supplied. Go ahead and drop these bales off. We don't need them for anything else at the moment, although I'm sure probably let's unload bales. Probably grab one and drop some straw for the cows. So actually, well, I can't because they're not liftable. Gotta do it with the tractor. Set, operating position. Unload bales. Alright. Unload bales. Unload bales here. Put everybody back in. Reset the trailer. And we're happy. At least at the moment. Bale trailer here. Got it parked. Ready to go for when I need it again. Alright, and we want to finish wrapping up with our horse stuff. So let's go right to the next thing I want to show you real quick about our horses. Horses have the following requirements. They need to be cleaned daily and they need to be ridden daily. And that will help with the health and fitness. So right now we're going to go ahead and take care of both of those concerns with horses, and that's why I didn't want to do too many horses starting out, because there's a certain time requirement for the riding. We're about to show you that now. Riding the horses each takes about 2 minutes per horse, and you just got to ride them for a certain amount of time, and the time is hard coded. And you see the riding percentage there in the upper left here in the menu, quick menu over to your upper left of the screen, riding percentage. And you can kind of jump in here and let me show you real quick with the fence and everything set up and the covers. Now you can kind of ride the horses through here and do these obstacles, but the horses are, the way the horse controls are in the game, they're not that super precise, so navigating your way around. Some of this stuff can be a little bit tricky, but you can do it, and just different ways to kind of mess around and play around with your horses, you know, while you're working towards sea. Yeah, I'm not a good horse rider driver, so but you can kind of use that and kind of have a little mini equestrian thing going on. If you're playing with multiplayer, you can have people sitting in the stands and watching the whole equestrian event. You gotta slow way down around here, and then you want to speed up again. Oops, walk over it. I'm always normally trying to ride a little bit, so I always have a gallop going, and I always end up running into the markers. But that's how this piece works, and if you wanted to simulate doing the whole equestrian bit, you can. Again, just be mindful that the horse controls are really tight. So, boom. But there you have it. 98, 99. Okay, this horse is good to go. So we're going to bring her back. And I found it works better if you just bring the horse back to the stable area and then get off. And it'll take a few seconds, but the horse should eventually appear back in the stable most of the time, but this guy didn't, of course. There he is. Okay, there he is down here. And since we've ridden him, now we can go ahead and do his cleaning. So I can go ahead and come here with, when you get close to the horse now, once he's dirty, and just do the brush, and just brush him a couple of times, a few times, and then it says, you can see here the bar of cleanliness now says 100%, riding's 100%, so he's good to go. So now we want to go to the other horse here, Taylor, and we're going to ride Taylor a little bit. And I found it goes a little faster and a little easier, smoother than not to ride the horses just around and outside, so you ain't got to worry about all the mathematics of trying to navigate this way, that way. And so the riding goes a little faster, just riding around here. Like right now, we'll just take a little trip around the farm and go around our Surrey pit, circle back around, and that should get us up to about 50%. And come back. And we'll just ride around the farm a little bit. And like I say, in order to get to the 100%, yeah, it's kind of hard coded in the game. You got to ride the horse for about 2 minutes per horse. So now on horses, we'll be doing that every day. And we'll just stick with these 2 horses for now and let them grow. Depending on how long we run this series, we'll let them grow naturally. I think the horses mature and have offspring every 3 years, I think it is, in game. So we'll just start with the 2 and let them let the horses and number of horses in the stable grow naturally. And we'll bounce around in the future about if we want to sell the senior ones, but that's for future consideration. All right, well, he's at 100%, so we're gonna hop back in here, back off, drop him back in there, and luckily he just popped right in here in front of me. So we're gonna go ahead and brush him, get him clean. All right, and now we can look at our horses. You see Star and Taylor. Cleanliness is 100%. Daily riding is 100%. Health is 0%. That's because we just bought them. Food 0% for the same reason. Same thing with fitness. Fitness will accrue over time based on us being consistently doing our daily riding and keeping keeping the cleanliness maxed out. So right now it's in at 0%, but it will accumulate over time as long as we make sure we clean and ride our horses every day and keep them fed. All right, so that's there. Now, before we wrap up tonight, and let's go and jump over to our greenhouse. Well, first let's go to our liquid truck, and we're gonna grab some water. What I'm probably gonna do, I'm gonna grab free water now, but I'm gonna go ahead and place a hose or a water distribution point on our main farm, so that we won't have to make extra trips to pick up water. And I don't know, did I reset this thing back to realistic? No. So it's still set to unrealistic, so we're gonna have to gotta reset that back, because I had it set to unrealistic while I was doing some things off camera and doing some testing. So we'll just go ahead and fill it up to capacity, and I'll reset it off camera. But this way we won't have to make any additional trips. So I think the unrealistic capacity for this tanker trailer is, I believe, 82,000 liters. Alright, since we're here, we might as well top off our cows. Some water. And then go to a main farm. And we got to supply our greenhouses. And I'm going to put a water hose or a water tank on our main farm, so that we'll have an access point for water on our main farm, just like we do on the secondary farm. Coming up close to the end of tonight's episode, and here's the rundown on what we'll be doing off camera between episodes. I thought we'd have time to at least get started on the grass harvest for our grass fields, but we won't have time to get into that tonight's episode, so I may start on that off camera. See where we go from there off camera. Alright, first let's go ahead and supply the water for our greenhouses. Oops, and that was scratch counter +3. Alright. It's one maxed out. And see, this is why I wanted to have the space between tanks. That's 2. So I can at least drive kind of sort of between them with a tanker and get them all knocked out. But you still gotta have a little bit of room to navigate your vehicle so that you're not running over your pallets and whatnot. So let's go here back to our shop menu, and let's see, is it on a container? I think. And we need to buy a water access point. I'm just kind of thinking about what format we want it to look like, and I think we'll do a hydrant type access point, and we'll place it. Let's see here. Sensible access point. We'll place it right about here. Make sure I should have also made sure it worked. Tanker. And what's the maximum capacity on those on the greenhouse water? 25. So let's see, what was the 5,000? So that's 20 and then 25. So okay, so filling up 60 should get it pretty close with the 2. I can max it up, fill it up to the max, and hit both of these greenhouses. All right, that's 100%. Since we're here, let's do it in order. So we'll come to this one first. All right, water. That one's full. I thought it was 25,000. Hit the next one. So we should have plenty. Oh, the greenhouse fruits is 25,000. The standard greenhouse is only 20,000. That's all good. Alright, so now we need to go in the greenhouse menu and do some mathematics on what we want to have them producing now that they're fully supplied. And for the fruits, we'll just do a little bit of everything, I guess. And for the standard greenhouses, we can place them anywhere, so we can have them concentrating on a particular. Oh, the other fruit that I couldn't from the menu, I couldn't tell what it was the pumpkin, and that's why the ALMA Missouri greenhouse is custom, because it has a custom fruit, and that's the pumpkin. So we'll do for now, because we're not being focused, we'll produce all of these, and right now we're just going to have everybody set to selling. So those will be set to selling, and that way we don't have to deal with the pallet management issues that would normally come about. Selling, and when a full pallet is produced, the pallets will be automatically sold at the current market prices at the time the pallet is produced when you have it set to selling. Your other options here for your greenhouse are distributing, and if you have it set to distributing, the game will automatically distribute the tomatoes, in this case, to any production chains on the map that need or have a demand for tomatoes as for the production. And we'll get into that more here in future episodes, and it'll make more sense. But right now it may not make any sense, but it will all come together shortly once we purchase some more production points and start working on more additional production chains. But we're going to have to place down probably some more large greenhouses and maybe even some more fruit greenhouses, but not until we purchase some additional production chains, which we will in future episodes. Alright, so horses are good. Greenhouses are operational and producing. And other than that, it's just making sure we keep the greenhouse fruits supplied with water and manure, and any of the other large greenhouses that give you tomatoes, lettuce, strawberries, and pumpkin with water, and they will do what they need to do. Alright, so the next thing we wanted to, I'm probably going to have to buy another tanker vehicle, or either that, or I'm just going to have to drive back and forth between the farms to keep these greenhouses supplied with water, because there's no tanker at our main farm right now. We have the tanker at the alternate farm. Actually, we'll keep it here though, because no, we'll keep it at the other farm because the cows are going to demand water more frequently than the greenhouses. Or I should say, let me phrase that differently. The cows will deplete their water supply more frequently than the greenhouses. Alright, so we're just going to boogie on back down to our secondary farm. Well, we were wide over 105 miles an hour. More power. Alright. And we're good on that tip. So, setting up for our next episode in the series, as we're coming up on the end of tonight's live. Like I say, off camera, I'm going to work on our mowing of our grass fields properly, if I have to kind of get to it. What else? We're mowing and baling our grass fields. Here we go. Let's go over here to the main big map. Because 36 and 39 are ready to harvest, as well as here. Let's go to the grass field. Turn the grass filter on. You can see here. And when I go to growth, 36 and 39 are ready to harvest. We'll work on that. And 3 is ready to harvest. We'll keep those fields as grass. We'll harvest them. And do we need to roll? I think we just do the harvest, yeah, and the grass will rotate into the next growth cycle. Yeah, because I think we just harvest, and grass will automatically regrow. And see, I think that's right. Yeah. I don't know if we need to mulch or anything else after. But I have to play that by ear because it's my first time running through this cycle. But hopefully that will be the right thing. Because we're just, but I have to figure it out. But definitely we're gonna harvest that, harvest the grass. All right, we'll get that going and get the bales going. I don't know if I do. We'll probably do hay bales on both fields this time. Produce hay bales from everything this time, and then we'll rotate the silage, and then on occasion we might do grass, but we probably won't need that too often because we haven't done the sheep. We'll next episode we'll do our sheep, and we may even get around to getting to purchasing our pigs, but we'll definitely do the sheep as well, and that'll be the setup. We'll also look at um, probably adding some additional production chains. We may even work a couple of contracts depending on what comes up. Right now, weeding contracts are not super efficient or profitable. I don't know if I'll mess with any of those. Don't. Maybe that one, but I have to see. Field 22 looks like fertilizer 1000. That's not worth it. All right. And as we're coming up on the end of tonight's episode, as always, I'm Bose831 Gaming on most of your social media platforms: Twitter, Twitch, or Twitter or X, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, so on and so forth. All episodes of my live stream series will be uploaded to my YouTube channel in their entirety. And in each instance, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you love. Let me know what you don't. But either way, let me know, let me know, let me know. That's the only way I can get better, and improve and give you the content that you want to see. And that's what it's all about, folks. All right. But I definitely, it's been a blast tonight, but even considering the one weird issue that we had happen. I think I deduced what that was is when we, at the horse stable, when we popped out the, here, let me go here and I'll show you real quick. When we popped out the fence, okay, I can jump. Oh. At the stable here, when I popped out the fence, I think the tractor was sitting at a spot where the fence was spawned at, and that's what knocked the tractor around and the tractor and trailer. Although again, it was still a case of unrealistic physics for your realistic physics, or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, but just a bit of equal and opposite fantastical reaction. All right. But as we approach the end of the episode again, like I always say, if you're not having fun doing what you do, then what are you doing? This is Bose831 Gaming, and this has been another episode of my Twitch live stream series, Farming Simulator 22 Premium Edition, ALMA Missouri map. And it's been a blast. Like I say, picking up off camera, mowing, other activities, and you can see the pumpkins. Okay. That's interesting. Even though we have different fruits selected, only pumpkins are showing. That's rather interesting. And this one's showing an assortment of fruit. As I selected, these greenhouses are only showing us the pumpkin. Rather interesting. Alright, well, that's a wrap. And I will catch you on the flip side. Have a good night, everyone.